Alright then. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Hello everybody and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. A lot of things going on in this show tonight. The Fallout show from Against All Odds last Saturday, which the main event we all know was Moose versus Kenny Omega at Daly's place for the Impact World title. With a lot of screwy stuff going on in that finish. What was going to be the fallout from last Saturday, huh? Before we even got to the intro of this show, basically they went to Scott D'Amore's locker room. Moose was there. Scott D'Amore basically said, listen, man, I know you got screwed Against All Odds. And Moose said, I don't care if Sami Callihan was fired or whatnot. I want my rematch with Kenny Omega at Slammiversary. Scott D'Amore said, listen, man, Anthem executives are going to be coming to the Impact Zone tonight, and we're going to deal with this whole thing. So just wait on it. It'll be dealt with. Moose said, all right, you don't want my time. I'm going to make time for you then. Basically, the match we kicked off with was TJP versus Black Taurus. Good match or what all. TJP got the win, but literally right after Moose came out and attacked everybody, throwing him out of the ring. He had a chair saying he was screwed last Saturday by Kenny Omega. And listen, I have to do this again. I'm hijacking the show, and I will not leave until Scott D'Amore does something about it. Basically, security came out. Moose said, if you get in this ring, I will hurt every single one of y'all. Next thing you know, Chris Sabin comes out, hits a big missile drop kick from the top rope. Sabin got a chair, and we don't really see a lot of chair shots to the head in wrestling nowadays, so I was kind of surprised to see this. Don't get me wrong, Moose protected himself and put his hands up, so it's not like it was an unprotected chair shot to the head. But then again, you don't really see any type of chair shot to the head in wrestling nowadays, okay? Especially if unprotected. But I think Moose was okay right here. Sabin got on the microphone saying, like, don't worry about Omega, because I'm looking for a fight. And how about I take that spot and whatnot, as Moose basically headed to the back then. So obviously, I've said this before, I still think it's going to be a triple threat at Slammiversary, but we're going to get into that later. Sabin basically talked about Moose hijacking the show, want to call himself a wrestling god. And how about I challenge you to a match at Slammiversary? So now Sabin wants a match against him. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see what goes on with that. Ace Austin was talking with Rohit Raju, saying it's going to be an Ultimate X match at Slammiversary. Given that odd finish, which was actually a really good match last Saturday for the X Division at 5-way. So he was going to become the number one contender. But now it's going to be Ultimate X since Madman Fulton got involved. It was a no contest. Ace Austin said, how about an alliance, man, all right? And listen, I got an ace up my sleeve. So I guess I could have some alliance going on. Josh Alexander went against Madman Fulton in. Okay match. Alexander got the win with that double underhook power driver and whatnot. Next thing you know, Ace Austin came in and attacked. Then P.D. Williams. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of guys coming out. Rohit comes out. And, Trey Miguel comes out then. Then Mahabali Shera then just starts throwing all the X guys all over the place, taking everyone out, being the last man standing and all this. So I guess Rohit and, Shera are going to be somewhat involved in this. As Ace and Fulton, they got their heavies involved and whatnot. So we'll see what goes on behind that. Deonna Purrazzo was arguing with Kimberly and Susan, saying, Susan said, you wouldn't be champion without us, but Purrazzo said, listen, I'm done with both of you, as Susan called Deonna a typical degenerate millennial and whatnot. So, could she have gotten rid of him at this point? Most likely. So, we'll see what goes on with that. W. Morrissey was talking about what happened with Rich Swann and Willie Mack, talking about how he took out Rich Swann last Saturday Against All Odds. And now he talk about how these teams watch each other's back, that there are no friends in this business. They will just stab you in the back. And, he's the only person he can trust in life is himself. Next, we got the debut of Steve Maclin going against Jason Page. Now, Steve Maclin, formerly known as Steve Cutler in NXT or WWE in general. I will say this. The man looks like he was reinventing himself. I don't know if he was in the military or not. I know most of those Forgotten Son guys, I think, were. I know Gunner was and whatnot, but it looks like he's reinvented himself. He looks like a new person. I don't know much about Steve Cutler, okay? Maclin now. Listen, all I know, he was in the Forgotten Sons. You've seen me bury these guys all the time. I buried him and Wesley Blake during that time, saying, I always thought Riker Gunner has, I always thought he had something. I'm surprised they don't have him doing much. I feel like he was the star of it. Personal, stuff outside and thoughts, I thought he had something going on with my God, they released both of the other Forgotten Sons and they still got him on TV. So I don't think the Forgotten Sons were given a chance all the way. So I want to see what Steve Maclin can do. Okay, he looks like he reinvented himself. He looks like a new person. I like what I see so far. Okay, like I said, I can't really grade much of what he did in NXT and WWE because yes, he was there, but it's like who gave a shit about the Forgotten Sons? That's always made jokes like, "Oh, the Forgotten Sons. I see we forgot about them, or they remembered this week, or whatever I say about the Forgotten Sons." Like I told you, man, my brother went to Survivor Series 2019. But yeah, though, we'll see how Steve Macklin does. But like I said, want to see what's going to happen with him. But I like the reinvention he's got going on right now. Next, we had Gia Miller interview Don Callis about what happened last Saturday against All Odds, and that him and Scott Moore have different skill sets and whatnot. That Callis, he cares more about the talent, where Don Callis sees everything as a spreadsheet. And Callis says, he has to make the hard decisions around here. Callis wants to give out the good news, but the Moore wants to get out the good news, but Callis, he's the one that has to be the heavy of all this. And firing Sami Callihan was the inevitable or whatnot. And then Anthem wants to send some executives or something, these toilet lawyers or whatnot, as he called them, to come over here. It doesn't really concern him right now, because he took care of a problem that should have been taken care of a long time ago. Rachel Ellering went against Tennille Dashwood. Good match. Dashwood getting the win at the last second after Caleb used a distraction and help get the win. So Dashwood pinning Rachel Ellering. Obviously, the Jordan Grace slow heel turn is coming because even we saw Grace early in the night told Rachel, "I brought you into tag, so we wouldn't have those tag belts to begin with if I didn't bring you in." So I think something's going to happen from there. Decay and TJP and followed by. Basically, I guess they're going to have a tag team match next week, so I guess one of them wants something after what happened to Outcome earlier in tonight. They want something taken care of. Kara Hogan and Tasha Steelz talked about how they successfully defended the tag titles against All Odds, and then, talking about, we had a gloat. They talked to some guy that was cleaning the floor and mopping, like, who the best tag team around here, Fire and Flavor and whatnot. They kept saying it's their first day, and that's why we the Knockout Tag Team Champions, and we hold a lot of term around here. Basically, the best tag team around. Rosemary showed up then, basically saying, why are you always getting involved, her and Havoc? I guess they want the tag belts next. And then, one thing is this, they take out Tasha Steelz, throwing to the wall, and put Carol in a trash can. But, next thing you see Mickey, here's not Mickey, but you see them licking one of the trash bags, and it says Mickey written on it. So, obviously, it's a tease and a shot at the WWE at the same time. Listen, if you know the whole story about the whole Mickey James trash bag controversy that has gone on, like I'm sure everybody knows about that and whatnot. So we already kind of know what the deal is. And I just thought, I'm like, oh, I get it. It's an interesting shot that they took. But could Mickey James be coming back to Impact? Possibly. It's a good tease. She could be showing up at Slammiversary. I don't know. But, yeah, it could happen. Maybe she could show back up. We know Mickey James just recently got back, in NWA right now, not that long ago. So with this little tease right here, could she be coming back to Impact? We'll see. I give it till Slammiversary though. Satoshi Kojima went against Rhino. If Kojima wins, him and Eddie Edwards get a tag team title shot, which we saw coming anyways. Kojima did get the win with the lariat off of Rhino. So, good match, pretty solid and whatnot. So we'll see what goes on with that. In the end, Sami Callihan was in the ring, basically wanting Scott D'Amore, Don Callis out here right now, saying you can't fire me and whatnot. Next thing all, security comes out. Callihan said, "I'll take you all out right now." Scott D'Amore tried to calm Callihan down, like, "Listen, man, I know what happened. I'm on your side, okay? And I'm going to fix this. You should have not been fired. But there's going to be a representative coming to the show." And Callihan went on and said, "I'm the soul of this company, and I don't like authority and whatnot. But for once, we're going to do this your way." Next thing you know, Don Callis comes out saying you can't fix crazy. No amount of therapy can fix Callihan. And D'Amore said, "You overstepped your bounds against All Odds." Callis said, "I may have, but I did it for the company and whatnot. I did it." And, Callis said, we're not wrestlers and what. I know you always wanted to be wrestlers still, but the wrestlers are insects while we would make money. D'Amore says you're only doing this to protect your nephew or Omega and whatnot. Next thing you know, Tommy Dreamer comes out all of a sudden, and, Dreamer said, "I tried to tell you." Callis told him to go back to that Philadelphia bingo hall. And then, Anthem said they were sending an executive, a representative. And Dreamer says he is that person. And basically, Dreamer says Callahan has been reinstated. That's the first thing, but someone else needs to be fired. And into more, I know you called me up here many months ago to help with this company and whatnot. And it was going to be a lot of changes, but personal relationships and friendships have put a lot in front of the company. And he says DeMoore's a good guy and you can't help that. But Dreamer says Anthem is wanting a change, and basically Don Callis was fired as the Impact executive immediately. Callis was pissed, calling Dreamer a Bruce Pritchard stooge and whatnot. Is Callis says like, you all won't survive without me. And next thing you know, as Callis walking in the back, Callahan stops and says, once again, the jackal you are then, the jackal you are now. And Callahan says, you're not an executive anymore. And Callis says, oh, it hasn't gone into effect yet. And Callahan says, I'm not here to get violent with you. But you know what? I am going to get in violent with your buddy there, Kenny Omega, when I beat his brains in and you're going to watch. So you need to be watch out for that. Could Callahan show up on Impact? Could Callahan show up on AEW TV? Maybe, but then again, what Impact talent have we really seen even show up on AEW TV? I know I've said that many times. I know Against All Odds was something, but that was Against All Odds, and they did a Daily's Place. But it's like someone from Impact actually just going to show up and attack Kenny Omega. Is Moose going to show up? Is Sami Callihan going to show up? We have not seen any of that, and I don't know if it will happen ever or not. I would like it to happen. You think it would, but I don't know, but we'll have to just find out and see. But a good ending segment to, end the show and whatnot. Not bad. I enjoyed it, just a fallout from Against All Odds. I still think it'll be a triple threat match at Slammiversary between Moose, Callahan, and Omega. I'm still going with that idea, so I'm not backing down off of that. But yeah, we'll see. But other than that, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at Hood890. I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace out.